Are you a writer? Are you struggling with writer's block? Or maybe you're having trouble finishing all your writing projects. If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you're in the right place. Welcome to NaNoWriMo at PGCMLS, where we strive to help you finish all your writing projects all in the month of November. Hi, I'm Drea, and I'm here to get you excited about National Novel Writing Month. Now you may be wondering, what is NaNoWriMo? Well, NaNoWriMo is short for National Novel Writing Month. Each year on November 1st, hundreds of thousands of people around the world begin to write, determined to end the month with 50,000 words of a brand new novel. So why did we choose 50,000 words? Well, 50,000 words is a challenging but achievable goal for many people, even folks with full-time jobs and children. Though on the shorter side, it's still long enough to be considered a novel. 50,000 words is about as lengthy as The Great Gatsby. For those of you who are wondering what 50,000 words actually looks like, well, here it is. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is actually 50,000 words. Not too thick, definitely achievable. So I keep saying win NaNoWriMo. What I mean by winning is that once you cross that 50,000 word threshold, you actually get a bunch of really good deals as prizes, such as the Scrivener writing software. And I use it myself. I won it back in 2018, and it has been very helpful just as a software that helps you format, collect, and create in a more organized fashion. Another prize that is available once completing NaNoWriMo is an opportunity to upload your book for free on Ingram Spark, which is really good for having more exposure. There's also plenty of other more awesome deals, including really cool merch and swag, so definitely check out the website. Feeling excited yet? Now, you may be wondering, do I have to write a novel to win? Like, is that the only way you can win NaNoWriMo? And the answer is no. If what you're writing in November doesn't qualify as a lengthy work of fiction, NaNoWriMo has actually set up a group for Nano Rebels in the forums on NaNoWriMo.org. A NaNoWriMo Rebel is someone who doesn't conventionally write the 50,000 words, but they are doing something every day in the month of November to complete a project. So that could be anything from a screenplay to short stories, like a number of short stories, anything that you can do in 30 days. So, for example, I am a Nano Rebel because I'll be writing a poem every day in November until I have 30 poems. So there are plenty of options to go with when doing NaNoWriMo. You don't have to be confined to just writing fiction, nonfiction, or anything. The sky's the limit. So I've gotten you all very excited about this program. How and when can you sign up? You can sign up at any time year-round. To participate during National Novel Writing Month, which takes place every November, just click on the Sign Up button on the homepage. You can announce your National Novel Writing Month novel usually beginning sometime in September and start writing at the stroke of midnight on November 1st. So I've been talking and saying, oh, November, and you're wondering, why is she talking about this now in September? Isn't the event in November? Well, Preptober begins in late September all the way to October 31st. With NaNoWriMo at PGCMLS, every week we will tackle one preparation exercise to help you get your story ready to be written from start to finish. Because failure to prepare is preparing to fail. What is a writing group and how do I join one? On the NaNoWriMo website, a writing group is comprised of 3 to 20 fellow writers that communicate and share encouragement. To find fellow writers and join a writing group, check out the writing group's assemble forums on NaNoWriMo.org. What's a virtual write-in? A virtual write-in happens online with no need to be in a specific physical location. They can happen via chat room, social media, or Google Hangouts. Virtual write-ins consist of some discussion about a particular aspect of writing with some short word sprints sprinkled in. Writing sprints consist of writing as much as you can in a short time period, usually around 15 minutes. Of course, anyone is very welcome to attend and write the entire time without chatting with others during the virtual write-in. Usually the host is interactive and supportive, as well as challenge themselves to write as much as they can within those time limits. How can I participate in virtual write-ins? Visit our website at pgcmls.info and go to virtual events to check our listings for dates and times. So get those fingers busy. We've got preparation to do. You may be wondering, how can the library help me win NaNoWriMo? Check out books and online resources on the craft of writing through our website. You can also join our local region on the NaNoWriMo website and connect and support other local RIMOs. And finally, participate in live virtual write-ins with PGCMLS and meet your daily word count. So what are you waiting for? Your story is waiting to be written. Join the PGCMLS at NaNoWriMo writing group at nanowrimo.org/writing-groups/NaNoWriMo-PGCMLS. Can't wait to see you there. Let's get started with session 1, developing a story idea, and not just an idea for a story. The reason why most writers don't finish writing their stories is because they have a difficulty deciding what makes a story and what are just snippets of inspiration for a scene in a story later on. When developing a story idea, it's good to create a premise. A story's premise is the foundational idea that expresses the plot. When the story idea is no longer new and fresh, it is the premise that carries the writers to completion. The making of a premise. Here's what you need to make a premise: a brief description of your protagonist, the protagonist's goal or a simple explanation of what your main character desires and or needs, and finally, the situation or obstacle that your protagonist finds themselves in that prevent them from getting said goal. By the way, all of this should be written into 1 to 2 sentences maximum. I found 2 great examples of premises in these 2 awesome books right here at our library. Our first example is You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria. After a messy public breakup, soap opera darling Jasmine Lynn Rodriguez finds her face splashed across the tabloids. When she returns to her hometown of New York City to film the starring role in a bilingual romantic comedy for the #1 streaming service in the country, Jasmine figures her new leading lady plan should be easy enough to follow, until a casting shakeup pairs her with telenovela hunk Ashton Suarez. Our next example comes from One Little Lie by Colleen Coble. Jane Hardy is appointed interim sheriff in Pelican Harbor, Alabama after her father retires, but there's no time for an adjustment period. When her father is arrested for theft and then implicated in a recent murder, Jane quickly realizes she's facing someone out to destroy the only family she has. Now let's make a premise. To create a premise for your own story idea, remember, describe your protagonist, define your protagonist's goal, and then introduce a situation or obstacle that prevents your protagonist from getting the goal that they desire. I asked a fellow librarian, Natalie Perkins, to help me by providing me with a premise of her own. New bright-eyed and caffeinated intern London McQueen is ecstatic about her new job, and she is 100% committed to impressing her intimidating but also impressive new boss. She has purchased new business attire, done market research on her own time, and bought a really big scythe from a farm supply store. But when being the Grim Reaper's apprentice isn't as fun and exciting as she thought it would be, London begins to question Death's business model. And this is what Natalie had to say about her experience writing a premise.
Hello, I'm Natalie. I'm a librarian at the Accokeek branch, and my friend Drea asked me to come up with a story premise to share with you guys. But what actually happened was I came up with 4, because once I finally started getting ideas, the ideas wouldn't stop coming. That didn't happen immediately though. I spent a significant amount of time just sitting there feeling very dumb because I didn't have any ideas coming. And when that happens, and that is a normal part of the creative process, when that happens, you should definitely just stop thinking about your story. Think about your grocery list. Think about how your friend Steve's haircut does not suit him and he needs to do something about that. Think about literally anything else. Your brain is still going to be chugging along in the background, coming up with ideas, and then 5 minutes in you'll be like, oh, right, yeah, that's it, that's the thing. So you guys are going to be working on your own today, and I very much look forward to checking the books you're about to write out from the library once you get them published. Have fun!
Still having trouble? Here are a few more resources to help you write your own premise for your novel. Feel free to visit any of these sites for plot generators, ideas, and forums on original premises and ideas for plots. Here's next week's session. Session 2. Create complex and believable characters. Want to skip ahead? Download the free Preptober workbook at nanowrimo.org/nano-prep-101 for more writing exercises. Thank you for joining us here at NaNoWriMo at PGCMLS. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. See ya. For more writing tips and resources, visit nanowrimo.org.